Dark Ages is one of the most annoying worlds in PvZ2. Its zombies suck, the setting is drab, and there's just nothing good about it. Why even waste your time with it? That's likely the common thought for everyone who's dealt with this world before. And I can see why, as it does have a plethora of annoying aspects to it. Thing is, though, as irritating as it can be, if you step back and really look at it, you'll find it has a rich, vibrant personality unlike any other world in the game. And that's what I'm here to show you guys today. So why don't we shine a light on this dark world and reveal what truly makes it stand out among its peers. So let's start off with the most infamous element of this world, the zombies. They are a pain in the ass to deal with. That much is true. By the same token though, I think it's fair to say they are pretty cool thematically. Purely from a design standpoint, I think they have a lot of character and charisma. Like the Jester, for example, is a really interesting concept. They took something normally harmless and goofy and made it into a truly dangerous obstacle. It takes quite the leap in logic to turn harmless dancing into rapidly Beyblading back all your projectiles. It's a testament to the world's creativity. I don't think a single player would have guessed that gimmick seeing them for the first time. Another, more neglected specimen I'd like to quickly add on to that is Zombie King. He's essentially the more interesting version of these guys, and he murders his little imp dude the second he spawns in. Oddly specific example, I know, but it highlights the dark PvZ sense of humor that fans of the game have come to love. I love when media treats the Dark Ages in a more tongue-in-cheek tone, rather than just being completely polished. That is how a PvZ2 do, and it's why this world as a whole is so memorable. To approach a broader spectrum, it kinda just laughs in the face of one of the most miserable times in human history. It takes peasants and jesters, who already had pretty bad lives, and makes them your common foe because why not? It's not like they already had enough to worry about, so it just makes sense to throw them in an even more stressful environment. And just for the hell of it, it flat out inserts things that never even existed during that time, like dragons or wizards. Just because, haha, funny. It has this vibe of being edgy, but never takes itself too seriously. It kinda reminds me of why I fell in love with PvZ1. It all adds very nicely to the groundwork the first game set with its disturbing, yet goofy tone. A balance not many other worlds in the game have been able to achieve. Speaking of balance, Dark Ages seems to have a wonderful harmony between its atmosphere and gameplay. Despite being one of the harder levels in the game, it has an absolutely serene setting. The aesthetic is gorgeous and it has simply top-notch sound design to boot. The frog and owl sounds give it a sort of cottagecore vibe, which is an unusual fit for Plants vs. Zombies. This mellow, whimsical setting does a great job of juxtaposing the harsh and stressful gameplay. This ingenuity rivals the likes of Nintendo games, which seem to master that same thing. You know you did something right when you start being compared to Nintendo. Also, frog! Wink wink. I also think the addition of Dark Ages marks a notable time in PvZ2 history. Up until that point, I'm not sure we knew just how much the game had to offer. The first 4 worlds were special in their own right, but they lacked that special sauce Dark Ages brought to the table. It had this sort of chaotic, bullshitty challenge we got a taste of in Wild West, but this time to full fruition. There might have been a decent portion of players that left because of this, but I think overall it was for the best, because I remember a lot of the hype for the upcoming worlds would emerge during this era. Either way, it's safe to say this chaotic energy and creativity kept us on the edge of our seats waiting for the next world. I think they took the challenge factor a bit too far in the following world, Big Wave Beach, but overall, this would help mold the image of PvZ2 as we know today, for better or worse. And that it did, as the world seems to have had a ripple effect across all other areas of the game. Aside from the rest of story mode, modern day being the exception, its influence appears just about everywhere. Whether it be piñata parties, Penny's Pursuit, etc., Dark Ages somehow slips its way in one way or another. And I know the other worlds also do that to some degree, but I think with Dark Ages it's the most noticeable. I mean, who isn't put on edge whenever a jester or wizard zombie appears in one of those modes? But I think this is all highlighted most by its hard influence on the game's arena mode. From its visual appearance to the music, it's hard to deny Dark Ages' influence on this area of the game. Forgive me if this isn't the right term, but it has a sort of Renaissance fair type vibe, which fits perfectly for this mode. It's such an oddly cozy feel for such an intense mode, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I also want to throw in, even if it doesn't fit perfectly for this segment, that whenever I pick up Endless Zone again, my first choice always seems to be Dark Ages Arthur's Challenge. And I think that says something about the quality of the world, wouldn't you say? Regardless, there's one more thing I should bring up before I make my closing note. I've recently found out, just by coincidence, there's another YouTuber out there who shares the same opinion as I. He's a very talented creator who goes by the name of Shagrot's Cave, and this is what he had to say.
After much consideration, I think purely thematically, Dark Ages has to be the best map in the game. It's so atmospheric. I really love this world.
All I can say is, I was pretty surprised at how similar that happened to be to the working title of this video. And I want to acknowledge the possibility that some may perceive that as stealing. This, however, is just one of those inconvenient coincidences that you only realize at the worst moment. I tried to make this video as original and thought-provoking as I could, so I hope it's clear that that's not what I'm doing. But either way, I just want to add, not to break the current tone, but his content is awesome, and he's actually a huge inspiration of mine. So, Shagrot's Cave, if you're watching this right now, no hard feelings, and thank you for the great content. And you know what? Just for the record, Dark Ages would be like 1,000,000% better if it had goblins in it. There. Crisis averted. Either way though, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Apologies if it was a little bit short for your liking, but I kind of just wanted to get it out. Because honestly guys, like the support for the channel has been crazy, and I just want to pump out content more and more if I can. You know, I'm really trying. I just got monetized recently, which is even more incentive, so thank you so much for that, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Means the world to me. As well though, another thing I wanted to bring up though was last week I made this poll asking what videos you wanted me guys to do. You wanted me guys to do who, where, what, how? I can't grammar guys, apologies. But it was basically a poll asking you guys what video idea I should make next. And two of the options that were like really big were between Frogs and Dark Ages. And you guys couldn't really seem to choose between the two. So at some point, like around last week, I would say, around 12, I finalized the votes, or at least I tried to finalize the votes, unofficially in the form of a YouTube post saying, at this time, the votes are finalized. And it seems that Dark Ages just edged out Frogs, but then of course, like not even an hour after, Frogs won the vote. So I just kind of went ahead with Dark Ages anyways, even though Frogs, like literally like the second after, got the higher vote. So that one, I'm doing that one next for sure. Like it's locked in at this point. Either way guys, I'm trying to give you what you want. But hey, at least like a lot of people also wanted Dark Ages. So it's almost a win-win because you guys are getting what you want either way. I hope you guys are happy. If you have any qualms, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to work that out as reasonably as I can. But either way, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day or night as always, and peace the frick out.